So today we are going to talk about a typical day in the life of a nurse in an American hospital. Okay, so if this is something that you would want to learn about, just stay around. I'm coming back shortly so that we can explore it. Okay, so here in the United States, there are at least two advantages that I know. If you are a nurse on the unit, the first 4 hours of a shift are the hardest. But after those 4 hours, the rest of the shift is not that hard. And the other advantage is that there is a system, there is a routine to follow. So after your 3 months of working here, you will already be flowing with the routine, and that makes it like a repetition of what you do every day, and that makes it easier. Okay, so let's dive in. As a nurse, you will always arrive at work at about 6:45. If your shift starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, you will arrive at the hospital at 6:45. The first thing you do immediately is to clock in. Just clock in so that your hours will be counted. Then after clocking in, you will have to go and receive your patient assignment. So the patient assignment is, they have written for you the number of patients that you are going to receive, to be working with that entire shift. Just know the number of patients. Are they 6? This shift, have they given me 7 patients? Have they given me 6 patients? What are their names? What are their room numbers? Those are very important details. After that, go to the computer. Log into the computer. That's around 7:50. Log into the computer. Know a little bit more about these patients. So know, for example, their recent vital signs. Know their recent labs. Patients receiving, for example, vancomycin. Are there any due vancomycin troughs? Also look at patients who are on continuous drips like heparin. Are those lab ranges? Are those labs still within therapeutic ranges? Their recent assessments, you've looked at their vital signs, the input and output. You've looked at the primary reason as to why they are admitted. Then go and receive reports. That's around 7 sharp. Okay, that's 7 sharp. Just go and receive report. Because these nurses also, if you want to be a good nurse, you don't want to make those nurses sit there very long waiting for you. If you want to be liked here in the US as a nurse, just do everything on time. Give your report on time, arrive on time. So at 7 sharp, just go and find those nurses that have been taking care of your patients and ask for the report. They are tired, they want to go home, so they will feel happy that you have arrived on time. So while receiving report, there are some critical issues to ask about. For example, any key issues about the assessments they made about the patients. What's the primary reason the patient is being admitted? And if we go systemically, when we talk about the neurological system, ask, how is this patient's mental status? What is the level of consciousness of this patient? Are they alert and oriented? Ask about that. If you are a nurse who is in the ICU, ask about the GCS of this patient. When we go, for example, respiratory system, ask about whether this patient is on oxygen. That is very important. Ask about any abnormal lung sounds that they might have assessed. And if they are on oxygen, is this chronic oxygen? So after you are done with your assessments, it's time to give medication. Okay, go to the Pixies, draw out medications, and then start administering your medications. That will take you about 1 to 2 hours, After giving medications, the nurse then sits down to document all the care that they have done, all the assessments. So all the care, the nurse then sits down to document all the care that they have done, all the assessments that they have done, and that documentation may also take you 1 hour. So right now we have finished documenting, we have finished our documentation, and it's about 11 o'clock. So it's time now to give any due medications. There are some medications that may come around 11 or 12. It's time to give those medications. It's time to meet patients' needs, follow up on any other issues, labs, dressings. Okay, if there is any patient whose wound needs to be dressed, this is good time. And then guys, it will come time for lunch at around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So here in the US, lunch takes 30 minutes. So when you go for lunch, you come back at 1:30, then it will be time for you to find out about your input and output of your patients. Ask your nursing assistant about such information if that's what your hospital policy is. If it's you, the RN, to do such work for yourself, then go about it. It's also time to check blood sugars for those patients who have taken lunch and are diabetic. Then it's also time to give afternoon medications. Some patients there may have medications. Usually they are not so many as the morning medication. So then it's also time to carry out an assessment, another we call it a focused assessment. Usually this is about the systems. So you do a focused assessment, you take your blood sugars, then you give medications. Those are some of the afternoon activities. So after you finish all those activities, you go again and document. So document in the electronic documentation system, and then it will come to 6 o'clock and you will have to again give medications that are due. Any due documentation that's not yet done, and then prepare a report. Yes, okay, so prepare your report, and then after that at 7 sharp, so at about 6 o'clock, administer any due medications that may come up, may pop up in your system, MAR, and then after that do the last documentations, any documentations that you've not done, and then it's time to prepare a report. Okay, prepare report for the nurse who is coming to take over from you. Okay, at that time you are almost done with your shift. Okay, you may also take some minutes to check on your patients, do the final rounding to find out if there is anything that you probably would have done but it's not yet done. For example, guys, if this patient if this patient's neurological status is compromised or they are incontinent, you don't want the next nurse to find them soiled. Okay, you want to make sure that you check on them, you leave them clean. The last thing you want to do is to leave for that nurse a patient whereby the first thing they are going to begin with on the shift is cleaning the patient. They will hate you with all passion. Okay, yeah, I hope you get a picture of what your day will look like here in the US. Just give report, then after that you have prepared your report, you have checked on your patient, you have done the final rounding of your patients. Then guys, give the report, and afterwards use your badge to swipe out, to clock out. Also log out of the this machine here, which other nurses use to call you, to talk to you. Okay, this is like a phone within a unit, so I can talk to another nurse using this. So log out. Okay, the best time to log in is when you have just come to the shift, but now you are leaving the shift and it's time to log out. And when you log out, guys, go home. Good job. So that is it. I hope you got a picture of what your day will be looking like here in the US, and I hope this information was useful. Please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'm always so diligent. Whenever I see a comment or a question coming up, I always make sure that I reply to my subscribers. So leave your questions and comments. Make sure you share this video with a friend. Visit my Facebook page, Nursing Embassy, and like the page, and also go to my website and read those articles. They will help you. Subscribe to this channel, and see you later in the next video. Bye bye.